Yeah, it-
What's up,
absolutely.
Sean? But you see my point.
Yeah,
It's. I find it hard to believe the same doddering fucktard has been basically ruining this country for 3 years and progressively getting worse. The same one who had a uh, debate with Trump and that dumb bitch he's got for a wife sat there and said, "You did good, Joe. You answered all the questions. Let's go get some Macaroons and ice cream."
right.
You're going to tell me that was him running up them steps?
No, and have
There,
you? I don't know if you have seen this or not, but there's a guy. Saw it on YouTube, um, but he was talking about the fact that if you look at, he thinks his theory is that that's actually Jim Carrey. Hold on, who was the not? Yeah, the guy that played the Riddler in one of the Batmans
Jim
and was
Carrey.
yeah. Have you seen that? Have you heard that theory that
What
that's
was the theory?
him? Basically, that's Jim Carrey and not Biden. And basically, Jim Carrey has been the body double all this time.
Well, he's a libtard, so I mean, anything's possible.
Yeah, but I
But
mean, it's one of those things that it's like that can't be right. But the more that you watch the video, it's like, oh my god, yeah, because I mean, you've seen the silicone masks that you can get
oh
now
yeah,
and all
they,
that sort of
yeah,
stuff.
there's some next level shit out there. This is like swordfish level.
Yeah, it's like, wow, that's that could actually happen. But yeah, on the real, what I think. I'm fairly certain that this whole Kamala thing was orchestrated probably weeks before it happened. Um, they're just sitting there gaslighting us again, saying, well, yeah, Joe's great. He's nothing wrong with Joe, and on the side, okay, this guy is not going to live to, you know, he's either not going to live to see the election, or he's just going to be sitting there drooling and peeing on himself, uh, trying to stump across the nation, which he wouldn't do anyway. He'd do
Right.
it from the basement.
Yep.
Um, but yeah, this is a whole wag the dog type of thing.
Sure. Well, here, let's jump on the Kamala bus for a minute. It smells like, well, I'm not going to say what it smells like. You can figure it out. All right. Now, I've been watching some different feeds and whatnot the past couple days, and actually, one of our folks turned me on to a feed of he is a black guy, and he was pro Trump, and he made some really good points about this whole situation with Kamala. And I got to thinking and kind of looking at the things that are going on, and it makes sense. Let's look at this from a let's step back and look at the forest for a minute. Okay. What's up, Ranger J? So she's the anointed one, right? They're
Right.
trying to sidestep giving her votes, et cetera, et cetera. And they're dodging or they're not following procedure that's put in place for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
The reason they're doing that, I think, is because they're wanting to get Bedshitter off the ticket because they have to get her or somebody else in place so they could free up the money Bedshitter had. They could free up all the donations are being held by the different donors that said, as long as he's on the front runner, we're not giving you this money.
Yeah.
Okay. So when you hear them talking about she raised $200 million, no, she didn't. You're listening to Democratic math that's being spun by the political machine to make you think she's all that. She's not. She's probably raised $50 million. Okay, so don't be freaking out. And I'm not saying sit here and just relax. We're in the home stretch. Never lower your guard for these things because we don't know what they got planned next. But they had to get somebody in place because they were taking too much heat from Bedshitter. And because of that, it was affecting other races of congressmen, senate, etc. And they're wanting to keep their majority. So in order for them to even have a chance of keeping their majority, they needed to get somebody in office or in that position or running to take the heat off of their group, off the DNC. Now, do I think Kamala's got the brass to make it across the finish line? No, I do not. I think the only way she's going to win is if there's some straight up next level fuckery that takes place. And I'm not talking about the shit we saw in 2020. No, we're not talking about that. Busted water pipes and shit magically appearing to be counted. I'm talking about, I think, what's going to happen. There's no way she can straight up beat him in a fight. She can't fill a fucking gymnasium with people. I don't know. Trump, he's bringing 100,000 people at a time. You can't tell me that she's got the numbers. And even her own fucking party is tepid with her because she's a glittering idiot. No matter what she says, they're trying to spin it where she was never the border czar. That's a fucking lie. How many times do we hear them talk about that's where they fucking stuck her to put her out of the fucking spotlight because she was an idiot?
Yeah.
You remember that, right? We're signing VP Harris to the border to take care of the border crisis. And that's the last you heard of her. She was MIA for a year.
I mean, I hope that they stick Buttigieg with her because both of them sucked at their jobs.
Oh yeah.
I mean, the guy got the supply line or the supply chain thing just AFU.
Uh-huh.
And then her with the border. It's like we were saying earlier. This is Trump's election to if it's done everything above board, it's his election to lose.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. There's no doubt. I mean, I'm curious to see who they pick as their VP. I truly think they don't expect her to win because why did none of the other people who were being considered, like Whitmer's crazy ass or Newsom, they didn't nothing. Fucking crickets. All right?
Yeah, I mean, would you want to be on a ticket that you know is going to lose?
But that's not what I'm saying. You're going to tell me all these people had aspirations to be a presidential runner. And all of a sudden, they're just quiet.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? There was nothing. It's like all this shit was set in place. They anointed her without following government procedure. And now the DNC convention is just a formality. I guess my whole thing is like, have any of you heard the Obama phone call to her?
No.
That took place last. He was the last one to endorse her, supposedly. And the whole phone call, it was canned. I mean, you're going to tell me you just happened to get a phone call where you had a sound crew with you.
Right.
Do I look like I fell off a fucking turnip truck last night? It was staged. The whole thing was staged. Plus, why would she have it on fucking speakerphone? Just saying.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I mean, if Donald J. Trump called me and was telling me some important shit, like, I'm not going to have a speaker. I'm going to be having a serious conversation with the man who's putting me in the driver's seat.
Right.
That's an important phone call. And no, all the dynamics are fucked up. They don't make sense. But, I kind of feel like they know they've screwed the pooch. They've lied about, Bedshitter's condition for years. And now they can't hide it. They have to get rid of him, but they did it without Article 25. And once they did that, they got her in place, but they brought her in basically as a filler. And you see, Sean's got a good point too. He's talking about they were afraid the DNC, didn't want to have the perception of passing up a woman of color. That may be a good point too.
Oh yeah, I mean,
but the thing is, anybody who's got more than 30 IQ points, did they forget that there was a special where her and her Indian sister, or whoever, were cooking fried goat ass or whatever and talking about being Indian?
Yeah.
Did y'all miss that particular special? I didn't miss it. I just chose not to watch it, but I'm aware of it. So she's not even truly, as the other side would like to call her, an African American woman. Okay, there's nothing American about her. No.
I mean, Elon is more African than she is.
Yeah. Spot on there, buddy. But the whole point being, she came out, she's not what she claims to be. She changes her. You're right. Elizabeth Warren's another great one. I mean, they both went to the same school of bullshit. She changes her fucking heritage to fit whatever she's trying to do. And she can't hide the shit she's done from when she was a DA in California to all the fuckery leading up. I mean, when she was running for president the first time, she didn't get one fucking vote at DNC. Not one. What does that say? Let's go a step further. And since she's been VP, she can't keep fucking staff. And she gets African-American staff, and they leave by the fucking busloads.
Yeah.
Because she's so fucking nasty.
And she's an idiot. I mean,
but look at all the shit that's out there where she was getting people to chip in money to fucking bail out the BLM and Antifa fucks over out west when they were doing all that crazy shit. She was right in the middle of it. She's a fucking Marxist. And you can't hide all the shit that she has done. They can't whitewash it. There's too much. You can say what you want to about Trump. At least Trump owns his shit.
Right.
And the other thing is that if you think about it, I think what they're going to do, they're going to let her flame out and lose. And they're going to turn around and be like, you got some bad feedback, brother.
I'm not doing anything over here.
It might be you got a phone or something close to your speaker or your mic. Mine will do that sometimes. Try it now. See if it works.
Anything different?
Yep. Clear as a bell.
That's weird. I didn't do anything.
Did you have a phone or anything close to you?
No. That's just weird.
It's the damn Reaper drone flying around over your place.
I guess so.
That being said, Sean, I will look that up when I get a chance. But going back to what I was saying, I think they're setting her up to fail. And they can set their sights on 2028 and have a much better chance because, I didn't even know who the hell J.D. Vance was. So
I didn't either, and there was a lot of other people that I figured had more name recognition. But yeah, you're right. I had no clue who he was either.
See, we got 4 years for J.D. Vance to make a name for himself and be able to carry the torch. Because if he's not able to present as the president, running for the president in 4 years,
right,
we're going to be right back in the same boat.
Oh, yeah.
So you got to think about that. Now, again, that's just me speculating there, but there's just a lot of things that are weird that I've said from the very beginning. You've heard me say it. There's going to be next level fucker. We've seen it between the attempted dirt nap somebody tried to give the president, the former president, future president, to all the lies and corruption with the Secret Service, the FBI. I mean, you see that the DOJ is neck deep in some shit.
Oh, absolutely.
And I find it funny that you had to scramble a bunch of agents to Jill, but you sent 3 agents that may not have even been fucking Secret Service to Trump.
They had to have been Postal Service employees.
Either they're fucking IRS. They were something. That one chick that couldn't holster her fucking sidearm,
Right.
she should have been shit canned on the spot.
Oh, yeah.
Look, I am no law enforcement or professional in any way, such shape, or form. Okay, I understand when you get in the shit, it's all instinct. She had no fucking instinct. Wasn't that the same one that was hiding behind his ass when the shots were taken?
I thought that was a different one. There's no way that chick could have been hiding behind.
Bruh, there was somebody behind her. If she could have gotten smaller, she'd been a fucking football.
Right.
You saw what I'm talking about, right?
All right.
I mean, all you could see was this. And it's like, wait a fucking minute. Aren't you supposed to be on the front catching fucking lead? And your ass is hiding behind the president or the future president, whatever you want to call him. Really? And have you seen the new video of the shooter while Trump's talking?
Oh yeah, where he's like going across the ridgeline there on that.
Yeah, you can see him. Somebody in the fucking crowd behind him filmed it.
Yeah. You
can see that motherfucker walking down the damn roof and setting up. And you're going to tell me that the fucking snipers didn't see that shit? Or didn't? You're going to tell me you didn't fucking authorize them to take a shot? See, there's a lot of fuckery right there, buddy.
Oh, yeah.
There's no excuse for that clown to have been up on that fucking roof in plain sight, setting up with a damn carbine and getting a shot off. As soon as he raised that sumbitch to his shoulder, he should have had a fucking hole in his head the size of a grapefruit.
Yeah. Yeah. The whole thing was an embarrassment.
I think, and I stand by this statement, I think that there are powers that be that want Trump to take a dirt nap organically. And what I mean by organically is let it happen and make it, just let it happen on its own, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. Bet all you can say without getting dinged.
Yeah, I'm trying to keep us, I don't want the brown shirts to get all excited. So I'm trying to play nice. But, but yeah, good times. I mean, fuckery as far as you can see. I mean, I love it, And this is just.
So I wonder. Oh, go ahead.
No, you read. That's fine. I was trying to get the facts. Fire away.
I'm just wondering when he gets back in office, how much of the DOJ is going to go away,
brother. This is what should happen. I know it won't, but I can have my dream. The day that motherfucker got sworn in, if it happens, you should see a bunch of damn panel trucks pull up to the fucking Capitol, pull up to the White House with hundreds of U.S. fucking marshals and some buses. All right? And they need to walk in all these fucking hallways and start snatching motherfuckers up. And sling their shit in a box, throw it in the back of one panel truck so you can pick it up at the distribution center. Sling them on a fucking bus. Make them all get on the fucking bus and say, "You're out."
Yeah,
like, you're done. I would get Jean-Pierre while she's alive. I'd try to fuck her while she was talking. on live TV.
Right.
I'd try to serve her a fucking warrant or something and snatch her ass up right there on live TV.
That would be awesome.
I mean, I would have zero fucks to give after what they've done to him.
Yeah.
I mean, all these people out here that, you know, I wish they hadn't missed and all this other bullshit. For the next at least 36 months, those motherfuckers would have a MRAP parked in their fucking living room with people going through their shit and up in their ass like a fucking rectal exam trying to find something they've done in the past 40 fucking years of their life.
Or they could do like, you know, the folks on January, so they give them the same treatment. Just hold them indefinitely without charges.
No, if I'm gonna hold them, if they're gonna be held, they need to go to Guantanamo and braid hair and catch iguanas. I mean, you know, look, the reason the Republicans get fucked every year, half of it is because the rhinos. Half of them are fucking rhinos. All right. They couldn't get on the Democratic ticket because there's already a Democrat that was going, you know, whatever. So they went and joined the other side in name only so that they could run and get that power.
Right.
Okay. So you go and clear the fucking board. I'm not saying a coup or anything like that, but I'm saying the only way you're going to stop this fuckery is to start holding these crooked ass, bottom feeding psychopaths that are in fucking DC accountable.
Yeah.
Legally accountable. They are the very ones who are trying to undermine this great nation and bring it to its knees for their own fucking benefit. And it's on both sides of the aisle. It's not just one or the other.
Oh, no. Yeah. But yeah, I think FBI, ATF, Secret Service.
There'll be a bunch of people getting shit canned. There'll be a bunch of motherfuckers trying to become security guards at Walmart.
Right. And I would be one of those pissed off, you know, constituents that I will get upset if he doesn't undo some of the IRS fuckery that that Biden has put in place. Because, like I said, if your government and different departments of your government can lose trillions of dollars, billions of dollars, but you're going to come after me for a $600 purchase, fuck you.
Yeah. Well, it's all the insider trading and everything else. Where the fuck is the FTC? Isn't that what they're supposed to fucking do? That's what they're called, the Federal Trade Commission. But you let all these crooked ass politicians insider trade all fucking day long.
Rules for thee, not for me.
Well, you know, I don't bounce to that.
I don't either, but that's the way it runs right now.
I'm just saying, you know, all that shit needs to come to a grinding fucking halt. I find it hilarious that Bedshitter has introduced, somebody's fucking introduced legislation about going after Supreme Court and giving term limits. That's the fucking pot calling the kettle black from a 50-year worthless ass fucking politician. He's been raping the fucking government, raping the people of the United States for over 50 fucking years of his tenure and been nothing but a lying shitbag who flip-flops whenever he gets him reelected. And you're going to be the motherfucker to talk about that the Supreme Court needs to have term limits? You're shitting me.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they they sure as heck don't want to stack the court when it goes in their favor. But, oh, my God, you actually have people rule correctly on a couple of cases. And, you know, we're Nazis. So.
Yep. Well, okay, here. It could all be very well that this is just a Hail Mary. They're trying to take. Have you noticed how they keep trying to bury the whole Trump getting hit with a cordless nail gun?
Yeah.
They keep trying to take that and bury it. Have you noticed that?
It's not news.
No, they're trying to put that on page 10. And I think they're trying to find something to stick. And, look at the whole thing about how these prisoners just got swapped for Russia. Okay. Do you think that's coincidence?
No, absolutely not.
Now, let's go out on a limb here, and I may be totally wrong. Okay. Maybe totally wrong. But let's just entertain this for a minute. Trump had made a comment, from what I remember, about they were going to be released. They were going to be released very soon. Okay. Now, think about that. And then think about when he was in office. Now, while him and Putin weren't like going to each other's birthday parties and buying yachts together, they were cordial to one another. There was a mutual respect.
Yeah, respect.
Okay. It could very well be that Putin, don't take him to be, you can call him a dictator wherever you want to, that's fine. But he's not a dumb individual. He's intelligent. He's a thinking adversary. He was fucking in the KGB. I mean, they don't put idiots there. They kind of weed them fuckers out pretty quick. All right. So he was in the KGB. It may be that he sees the writing on the wall and saying, you know what, we're going to go ahead and do this good faith gesture because I know who's going to be in the White House in 4 months, 6 months.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
and
Putin.
This will help. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. Finish. Yeah.
This is going to help me sit down with him and come to some resolution about this whole clusterfuck I've got going on with Ukraine.
Yeah.
Think it through. Think globally here, people.
I mean, Putin last month had said, I'm looking forward to having President Trump back so we can end what's going on in Ukraine.
Yep. And I think Trump's going to do that. But did you see where they're all of a sudden sending some fucking F-16s over to Ukraine with armament?
Yeah, that's...
And Putin specifically said, if we send aircraft, I don't know if he said about armor, but if we send shit like that, it's going to be the start of something.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, this could be another Hail Mary by the powers that be, trying to, again, take focus off how much of an idiot Skamala is and put everybody, galvanize people because we're trying to save the oppressed Ukrainians. These are the same motherfuckers that, you see like whatever their high-ranking person is riding around a fucking Bentley going to nightclubs.
Yep.
Yeah, they really look like they're having a hard time with the Russians.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, when I thought there was a fucking war going on between me and another country, there was like holes in the fucking streets and shit on fire, and nobody's riding around in luxury cars. Everybody's gunned up, and you're not going to nightclubs and getting toe up and chasing hoes. Maybe I'm wrong. I mean, apparently Ukrainians got going on.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe that's some badass bunker they got a mile under the earth. I mean, I don't know. But it doesn't look like a war zone to me. I'm not saying there's not been people lost and there hasn't been a loss of life by any means. There has been. But I think it's being presented to us as the American people in a way to get us behind some fuckery that should never took place in the first place.
Yeah.
I mean, I guarantee you Zelensky's shitting himself because he knows that a spigot, no matter what bedshitter has promised him, if Trump gets in office, he's going to rip that fucking pipe out the wall.
Yeah. I'm always going
to. And he should. He should. Here's a novel fucking idea. Let's take all the money we're giving to Ukraine and divert it to fucking Israel.
Yeah, you could do that. Or just helping out vets. I mean.
Well, absolutely. I'm just saying. I see what you're saying. Helping the vets better personally. But,
yeah. But I see what you're saying, though.
I'm going to deviate for a minute. I had lunch with a good friend of mine today, and we were talking about the Olympics, which I haven't watched any of. But we've all heard about the boxing match between the she-male and the female, right?
Yeah.
And he beat the living shit out of her inside of a minute. She had to forfeit because he beat her so bad.
Right.
It had beat her so bad, excuse me, because I'm not going to call it a he, she, or anything else. You can be pissed off at me if you want. God only created two sexes. You're either one or the other. You either got indoor or outdoor plumbing. I don't give a fuck what you want to be called. You've got birth certificate figured out.
Right.
So that being said, he made a good point. You know, he said, I'm all for if they want to embrace that bullshit, let them embrace it. But they embrace it in their own fucking league, in their own category.
Yeah.
You want to be somebody who doesn't know what your gender is, or be called an it, a shit, a furry, whatever the fuck it is you are, this whatever wiring's fucked up in your head, then you motherfuckers can all go and fight each other or compete against each other. Have your own fucking bathrooms, have your own fucking everything. You're not going to be competing against women because you don't see no damn women want to compete against men generally. It's men want to compete against women because they suck. So, okay, that's cool. You can compete against each other. Have your own little group. You pink-haired, nose ring motherfuckers can fight each other. And you know what's going to happen if they do that? All this shit goes away.
Oh, yeah.
Because they're not going to get no traction. Nobody's going to want to fucking support it. They're not going to get any fucking sponsors. And they're not going to want to fight each other because you can't do this all the time and win. Because that's what it's going to be like.
All right. Olympic slap fights.
Yeah, that's what it's going to be. Because they're not going to want... They specifically chose to be women because they could dominate them, because we were designed by the Lord to be hunter-gatherers as men. That's our job. And protectors. Women are nurturers. We're wired different. They're built different.
Yeah,
we're all built different.
Just different.
I'm not trying to throw shade on any women by any means. Hey, props. Y'all give birth. So I can't say shit. But what I'm saying is, physically, we're two different beings. Yeah, there's some women out there like, what is it, Serrano, whatever her name is, the chick from Star Wars. That, I mean,
oh yeah, Gina, yeah.
I'd be afraid to piss her off.
Right.
I'd be a damn greasy stain. But I'm just saying, women and men are not built the same way for obvious reasons. And to allow them to claim there's something else and then go and compete against a woman, it's a slap in the face to every woman competitor out there. It's a slap in the face to womankind.
Yeah.
Where's all the Me Too motherfuckers at?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I would think all
count.
would be just all kinds of pissed off. Hell, I'm not a Me Too, and I'm pissed off about it. It's unfair.
Oh, it's super unfair.
I mean, personally, I think, what was the chick that was in the Olympics and sledgehammered the skater?
Oh, I know you're talking about you had the trailer park trash and the other girl. Yeah.
Yeah. She didn't want the other girl to win, and they came up with some damn crazy ass plan.
Yeah.
And she got a hammer taken to her knee.
If you say her name, I'll know it.
I can't think of it, but you know who I'm talking about. And
Yeah.
they made a movie about it.
Tonya Harding and the other.
Yeah. I mean, think about all the fuckery going on with all these trans people beating the shit out of women and, you know, unfairly competing against them. And I'm just going to let y'all ruminate over that.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't say nothing. I just brought something up. Okay.
Right.
On behalf of all the women out there, they're getting the shaft. But going back to what my friend said, I mean, it's a valid point. Why not give them their own fucking league?
I think because exactly what you just said.
You can call it trans pink hair league or deviants or us or whatever you want to call it. I mean, any and outies, whatever. I don't care. Call it something.
Right.
But it shouldn't be. You could call it he, she's, and she males.
She man.
I mean, why not? They won't be ranked. They won't be considered normal. They won't be considered, accepted. Okay, well then you need your own shit.
Because nobody will watch it. Well, a very, very, very small sector of society will actually watch it for the sports part of it. But you probably have a large section of the population watch it just for the sheer stupidity of it.
It will be like watching the Three Stooges cross-dress.
Oh yeah, exactly.
But it's a valid point. And for the Olympic Committee to allow that shit to happen, that says a lot about. And again, if I'd been the Americans or any other country that actually is built on some foundation of Christianity, and they did that bullshit at the beginning like they did, we would have got back on our plane and left.
Yeah, they should have just said, you know what, we're done.
They should have given them the finger, said, see you in 4 years, deuces.
Yeah. Fix your shit, and we'll see.
Yeah. That's what they should have done. Because that's the only way you're going to change this. You've got to start making a stand. And if entire countries pull out, what does that do? That cuts viewers.
Oh, yeah.
If I'm big on the Olympics and the Americans say, fuck you, we're out, I'm not going to watch it because my country just left because of your fuckery.
Yeah.
You just lost all of them.
And, tons and tons of cash to whomever the host city is.
And you do that, and then you turn around and when you start hitting them like that and they start losing viewers, they start losing money.
Yeah.
Then you start losing sponsors. And next time, they won't touch that shit. It'll be toxic. It'll be radioactive to them. It'll be fucking kryptonite for their advertising. But see, you got to have somebody willing to have the balls to do that. So, just my 2 cents. I'm sorry we deviated. Let's get back to Kamala and her fuckery.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, going back to her, I think just broad generalization is she won't win. There's nothing for her to run on to win other than she has a little bit more melanin in her skin and she's female. That's the only 2 things she can run on.
Absolutely. I mean, there's nothing. I mean, can you imagine a debate between her and Trump if Trump is as together as he was against Biden?
Oh, yeah.
She's going to get out there and try to answer with questions. She's not going to answer anything, and that's not going to work because Trump's going to run her up the fucking tree.
Yeah. And I love that about him is the fact that he will just bulldog that. Yeah. I mean, he'll just sit up there and make you cry if they let him.
Oh yeah. I mean, the one thing he did in the debate that I wish he hadn't done is he kept going back to address things and not really answering the questions like he should have.
Yeah.
I'm not saying he wasn't good in the debate because he was, but he could have been much better. What he should have done is he should have answered the question. And when the people that were hosting tried to ask him questions on the question to tie him up, he should have stopped them there, gave him the hand, and then referred back to what Bedshitter said.
Right.
That way they've got their answer. They're not able to run interference for Bedshitter. and he runs Bedshitter up in a tree as a closing argument on every question. That's what he should have done. But, apparently his handlers felt otherwise, or he felt otherwise.
Right.
But that's how I would have dealt with it. I mean, considering how Trump usually debates, he did phenomenally well.
Yeah.
Am I still lagging?
Just a couple of times since then.
I think it's because I've got so many people on my damn Wi-Fi here.
Oh, yeah. Forgot about that. It's not bad. But yeah, I think you're right. But yeah, I think he probably takes about 10% of what his handlers say and runs with it. The guy actually has a brain of his own.
He does.
And like you said, it's that, that New York in him. He's gonna say it. And
well, they want to bait him. They're. I mean, it's just like when he went to the Chicago black news people, wherever the fuck it was he went to, and he was bait. It was a hatchet job. She didn't show up. They knew she wasn't coming, and they weren't going to let him do a Zoom call, but they were going to let her. I mean, they had everything stacked against him.
Yeah.
It was strictly to bait him. And all things considered, he did pretty good from what I saw. And of course, anytime Trump gives an answer, the mainstream media is there to say, "Oh well, he said this, but it was fact checked, and it was false." No, it was false because it doesn't fit your fucking narrative.
Yeah.
I don't believe anything fucking mainstream media says at this point.
Right. But yeah, I like the fact that it's like, what is she black or is she Indian? I don't know which one she is today. I mean, it really just kind of depends on who she's talking to. It's like, it's true.
What the fuck on?
Like, if you're gonna play the race card, you can't play. You don't get to play it both ways.
I got Sean asking about how to donate to us. You used to be able to do it on the actual channel. I don't know if you still can.
It's going across the bottom of the screen right now, isn't that?
Well, I think that's the actual email. He could, right there.
Yeah.
It's going across the screen, Sean. I'm sorry. It goes to keeping the channel up. We're strictly here trying to spread truth and piss people off. So they might have taken it off at one point. I don't really know, Sean. Every now and then they decide we broke some kind of ethical bullshit. And when they do that, that puts us that much further back down the ladder. So at one time you could donate on the channel. I do know that. It's been a very long time, though. But that being said, the other thing I'd like to address too, everything that's come out, like, let's take for instance when Bedshitter said he wasn't going to run anymore. He was going to hand it off to somebody else. It wasn't done on White House letterhead.
Right.
And there was another thing he submitted too, and it was the same deal. It wasn't done on White House letterhead.
Yeah, not on White House letterhead. The signature was pre-done. Yeah, underlined.
See,
like, hey, sign here, old man.
Exactly. So that now I'm suspecting there's something else going on.
I'm telling you, the dude is probably frozen down in the basement, and they'll just thaw his ass out, January 6th.
I don't know. I mean, there's something weird going on because it's almost like they're trying to fast track Skamala and just go ahead and let her run things because he can't.
Because he can't, yeah.
And so she can't de facto be in charge and go to all these campaign things. So that's why they're trying to fast track and basically anoint her. So it's just a formality. But I truly believe they're setting her up to fail. That's my thought. Now, I may be wrong. If somebody manages to take another opportunity to go after the future president with another cordless hole puncher, shit could change quickly. And from what I've read, that's a very real possibility because we're so polarized as a people that, it is what it is.
Yeah.
And
go ahead. No, go ahead.
The other thing is that, with that being said, don't put it out. I think me and you were talking about this back before we came on. If I've already said it here, I apologize. The other thing that I've also considered, they're already looking to create situations with the left, like the right is acting out.
Yeah.
Look at the whole situation with whatever that is. It's the stepdaughter of Skamala. And they tried to say it was some altercation. The fucker had nothing to do with him. He was stealing he's doing something to random signs or license plates. And she just happened to be in the area. And they're trying to make it like he was coming at her.
Right.
No, this is them trying to, again, trying to shift focus off of what's been going on. This is what they do. They have nothing to run on because they fucking run the country into the shitter. Okay? You can't go get fucking groceries without going into debt. You can't buy a fucking home or a house without doing it. You can't go on a vacation without doing it. They're trying to destroy the middle class. All right?
Yeah, they've done a damn good job.
Yeah, they have. I mean, I've been looking at feeds where it's showing me, like, when I was growing up in the 70s and 80s, how much shit costs, right?
Mm.
You could buy a nice house for $80,000 in the 80s, right?
Oh, yeah.
And when I bought my house, it was 120-ish, maybe. So you figure I bought my house roughly 20 years later. Okay, so we'll count for inflation. That's a lot of inflation, man. And now the same house, and my house is nothing fancy. The same house, it's going for $250. Okay.
Yeah.
And you know where I live,
Mm-hmm.
and we can play Guess That Caliber at night.
Oh yeah.
And they're trying to make it where, like, all the houses around me, I know we're getting off on it, all kind of feeds in together. Just bear with me. All the houses around me aren't getting bought by families. They're getting bought by investment companies who turn them into fucking rentals. Okay? When that happens, you take the American dream away from people out there looking for a home. Okay? Because now you're turning everything, all this affordable housing, into rentals where people can't buy a home. They're stuck renting, just pissing money away month after month after month. Okay? There's a problem with that. And by doing that, it locks people into a vicious cycle. I mean, if you're having to live, and you know exactly what I'm talking about, Sax, man, if you're having to live in renting and you're paying $1,200, $1,400 a damn month for an apartment or a townhouse or whatever, I mean, around here, you rent a house, you're going to pay nearly $2,000.
Yep.
So
that's on the low end.
Yeah, exactly. So you've made it where it's impossible for a working class family to save any money to get a down payment on a house because they're getting snatched up by these investment companies. This is all by design.
Be illegal. Yeah.
I
am all for capitalism. I'm all for people wanting to make money, But this is some underhanded shit.
This isn't capitalism. This is the corporate America. The same fuckers who were involved with pulling the strings of other things and like BlackRock and everything else. This is them trying to fuck the only people in the country that truly can change things.
Yeah.
Because the working class currently is where most of your people are. They want to they want all of us to be poor. They don't want middle class anymore. Because then we're subservient to the government. People need to fucking understand that.
Oh yeah. Cradle to grave, man.
Sean, I feel your pain, brother. I totally understand.
Yeah, Sean, I feel your pain.
Thank God I own my home. I was very fortunate, that we were able to pay it off. But even then, that's a joke too, because here's the thing: if you if you own your house, you own your house and your property, right? Stop paying taxes on it and see what happens.
Yeah, exactly. You never really own.
No, you owned it until they instituted the income tax.
Right.
Somebody can't kill them.
And when they did that, you got fucked. What's up, Patriot Nation? Good to see you, brother. So, again, you're put in a position where it's a no-win scenario. Yeah, you don't have a house note and you own the home, but as soon as you stop paying taxes, you're fucked.
Yeah.
So it's like you're leasing it. You're renting space. It's unfortunate.
Yeah. So going back to your, you're talking about the camel whatever thing.
Yep.
I think he is incapable right now of performing the job, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you keep him down in the basement, in the refrigerator or whatever. You bring him out for, 15-minute talks or whatever, juice him up. But I'm fairly certain that another reason that they stuck her up there so fast is because, if you Article 25 him or do whatever, then you're going to have is it Mike Johnson?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's going to be the VP.
So.
And that will drive them nuts.
That would just drive them.
Well, it also would make the party look like it's infighting.
Oh, yeah.
You see what I'm saying? That's why I don't think you're seeing anybody coming out saying, well, why aren't we getting a chance to go to the National Convention and cast our votes? All that's quiet.
I'm really surprised that there's not more. I detest Sanders, but I'm kind of surprised that he didn't come out because he's one of those ones that, he is literally like, the kid down in, downstairs eating Hot Pockets. He's never had a real job in his life. And if you piss him off, he actually says, what's on his mind. That he hasn't come out and said, hey, y'all totally wrecked this process.
Yep.
Why don't I get a vote? I ran for president or vice president or whatever.
Yep. That's very valid, But again, there's people behind the scenes orchestrating all this shit.
Yeah.
Well, I don't want to keep Vanguard any longer than absolutely necessary. I know he's trying to do 8 things at once. So I want to wrap this up. Saxman, I'm going to let you fire off some parting shots, and then I'll jump on right behind you.
All right. Well, man, I would say vote early and vote often. Keep the faith. I don't think everything's lost. They're there for a while. Mid this current regime, it was looking pretty bleak. And there's still time to right this ship. So, chin up, get your praying in, and keep fighting the good fight. That's what I got.
Absolutely. First thing I'm going to tell you is pray and pray often for this country and your own family and your loved ones. Good Lord is going to have to step in and help us through this fight. I truly believe that. I believe the evil knows no bounds and it never sleeps. And the people in power want to remove religion and faith from our lives. Because once that happens, we're just cogs in a machine. So you need to kind of think about that. I mean, and you need to do it. And like Saxman was saying, you need to get involved. This isn't somewhere we all can sit on the sidelines and take a nap and drink an RC Cola and have a moon pie and let everybody else do the fighting. If you can get out there and become involved, do that. Doesn't matter if it's locally, doesn't matter. Get involved, be a poll watcher, work at the polls, do something. Don't just sit around. Try to engage people and get them involved. Try to, if you got people that are on the fence about voting, say, look, I'll drive you to the damn voting place. I'll provide free transportation. I mean, there's a lot of different things there you can try and do. I mean, if you're able to make one person see the fuckery, that's an accomplishment.
Mm-hmm.
That being said, thank each and every one of you for being here. Sean, Patriot Nation, Jay, thank you for hanging out with us. If there's anybody I missed, I apologize. Like I said, I'm having some technical difficulties with my dual monitors here, which really pisses me off. But thanks again for being here. I don't know what our schedule is going to look like for next week. Mine's going to be kind of iffy, but we will see if we can't get back on here somehow. That being said, please be safe, watch your six, and we'll see you on the flip side. Good night, everybody.
Good night.